All right, let's kick off another deep dive. Today we're gonna be looking at the CMMG Banshee. It's a fascinating firearm that's really been making waves in the tactical world.
Absolutely. It's like a whisper of historical innovation, but, packed into this compact and customizable package.
Yeah, it's really something special. And whether you're a history buff or a firearms enthusiast or even just curious about, the evolution of weapons, this deep dive is definitely for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, and huge shout out to our sponsor, Rudolph Cartassi. You know him from RAD Range Training and Event Center in Burlington, North Carolina. Rudolph's such a passionate advocate for firearms education.
He really is.
And RAD Range, it's just the perfect place to learn about firearms in a safe and controlled environment, like the Banshee.
Absolutely, yeah. It's so important to have, those safe spaces to learn and practice.
Rudolph always says knowledge is power, especially when it comes to firearms.
He's got a point.
So let's dive into the CMMG Banshee. It all started with CMMG Inc., a company that, that's really been shaking things up in the firearms world since 2002. They started small, though, focusing on barrels and uppers, but by 2005, they were building complete rifles.
Wow, so they've come a long way.
Yeah, and now they're known for innovation, especially with their AR-style platforms.
Yeah, and the Banshee is really like the perfect example of that. I mean, it's part of their line of SBRs, short barrel rifles and pistols.
Right.
But what's interesting is that it uses this traditional buffer-operated system, even though it has a shorter barrel.
Oh, so they managed to, squeeze all that functionality into a compact design.
Yeah, exactly. It's really quite impressive.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so that shorter barrel length, it makes it so maneuverable, But then the buffer system helps tame recoil.
You're right.
Which is so essential for accuracy and control. It's like this delicate balancing act,
Yeah.
And CMG just seems to have mastered it.
They really do. And don't forget the versatility factor. The Banshee. It comes in different calibers, and it's built on different platforms.
Right.
So I can see why it's caught the eye of so many people.
Yeah.
From tactical operators to everyday folks who are just looking for a reliable personal defense option.
Yeah, and, it is designed with personal defense in mind. And that versatility really broadens its appeal.
For sure.
So you can tailor it to your specific needs and preferences. It's almost like a custom-built historical firearm, but with modern technology.
I like that. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The Banshee uses CMMG's patented radial delayed blowback operating system.
That's right.
It sounds a bit like science fiction, but trust me, this is a game changer. This system creates a smoother recoil impulse and a lighter bolt weight compared to traditional blowback systems.
It really is fascinating. You know how they took that concept and just refined it? To achieve something truly unique, this system, it's a testament to CMMG's commitment to pushing the boundaries of firearm design.
Yeah, it's like they took the best of both worlds and created something remarkable. Now, I know a lot of our listeners might be thinking, okay, but how does this radial delayed blowback thing actually work?
Right.
It sounds complicated.
Yeah, it can sound that way, but it's actually quite ingenious. We can break it down, though. So essentially, instead of the bolt slamming back directly with full force, the radial delayed blowback system introduces the slight delay and redirects some of that energy.
Interesting.
So instead of this, harsh slam, you get a smooth, controlled motion.
I see. So it's much more manageable.
Exactly.
Especially for rapid fire.
Yes, especially for rapid fire. This delay allows chamber pressures to drop before the bolt fully unlocks and cycles.
Okay.
So the result is a much smoother, softer recoil impulse, making the Banshee incredibly controllable. It's like the difference between riding a bumpy dirt road and cruising on a freshly paved highway.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Much smoother ride.
So we're talking less felt recoil, better control, and faster follow-up shots.
Exactly.
What's not to love?
Right.
And speaking of control, we can't forget about those customization options, those MLO case slots. They're like a playground for anyone who loves to personalize their firearm.
Oh, absolutely. You can attach lights for low light scenarios, lasers for enhanced target acquisition, vertical foregrips for improved control. You can even add bipods for added stability.
Wow.
Think of the possibilities.
It's like turning the Banshee into a modern-day version of those historical firearms. The ones that were adorned with intricate engravings and personalized details.
Yeah, like a piece of art.
Rudolph at RAD Range, he's a big proponent of customizing your firearm to fit your needs and shooting style. He always says, your firearm should be an extension of yourself.
That's a great way to put it.
Now let's dive a little deeper into the quality of this build. The Banshee isn't just about innovative features, it's also built to last. They've used high-quality materials, like billet 6061 T6 aluminum for the upper receiver and forged 7075 T6 aluminum for the lower receiver.
Those are incredibly durable materials.
They are.
Often used in aerospace applications.
Wow.
They're known for their strength-to-weight ratio, which is just ideal for a firearm like the Banshee, where you want something that can withstand the rigors of use but isn't overly heavy.
Right, so it's robust, but not bulky.
Exactly.
That's a winning combination.
Absolutely.
And they didn't skimp on the finishing touches either. A durable Cerakote finish adds another layer of protection against wear and tear.
Yeah, it's clear that CMMG paid attention to every detail, from the materials to the finish.
Yeah, and that dedication to quality, it's something that resonates with both history buffs and modern firearm enthusiasts.
For sure. It speaks to the craftsmanship.
Absolutely. Now, before we dive into even more of the Banshee's features and explore how it compares to other firearms in its class, let's take a quick pause and reflect on what we've learned so far. It's incredible to see how CMMG has managed to combine historical principles with modern technology to create something truly unique.
I agree. It really is a testament to the ingenuity of the firearms industry and how it continues to evolve while still honoring its roots.
Yeah, it's impressive.
All right, welcome back. I'm really eager to kind of dig deeper into what sets the CMMG Banshee apart, you know?
Me too. We touched on the radial delayed blowback system, but let's really break it down. Why is it so revolutionary?
So most pistol caliber carbines on the market, they use a simple blowback system. The pressure from the fired cartridge pushes the bolt straight back. Think of it like a door slamming shut.
Okay.
It gets the job done, but it can be jarring and create this really sharp recoil impulse.
Yeah, I've definitely felt that before. So how does the radial delayed blowback, how does it change the game?
It's like installing a soft close mechanism on that slamming door.
Okay.
The Banshee system. It introduces a delay and it redirects some of the energy. So instead of a harsh slam, you get this smooth, controlled motion.
It sounds a lot more manageable.
Exactly.
Especially for rapid fire.
Especially for rapid fire. So
Wow.
this delay allows chamber pressures to drop before the bolt fully unlocks and cycles. And the result is a much smoother, softer recoil impulse, making the Banshee incredibly controllable. It's like the difference between riding a bumpy dirt road and cruising on a freshly paved highway.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Much smoother.
So less felt recoil, better control, faster follow-up shots.
Exactly.
What's not to love?
And beyond the recoil management, the radial delayed blowback system allows for a lighter bolt carrier group.
Oh, okay.
Which further enhances the Banshee's handling. It just feels so nimble and responsive.
And speaking of nimble, we can't forget about those customization options, those MLOK slots. They're like a playground for anyone who loves to personalize their firearms.
Well, they really are. You can attach lights for low light scenarios, lasers for enhanced target acquisition, vertical foregrips for improved control, even bipods for added stability.
Wow.
I mean, think about it.
It's like turning the Banshee into a modern-day version of those historical firearms. You know, the ones adorned with intricate engravings and personalized detail.
Just like a work of art.
You know, Rudolph at RAD Range, he's a big proponent of customizing your firearm to fit your needs and shooting style.
Yeah, he always says.
He always says, your firearm should be an extension of yourself.
It's a great way to put it.
Now, I'm curious about how the Banshee performs in different calibers. Does the radial delayed blowback system, does it work equally well across the board?
That's a great question, and the answer is yes. CMMG designed the radial delayed blowback to function seamlessly with various pistol calibers, including 9mm, .4U, S&W, and .45 ACP. So while each caliber will have its own unique recoil characteristics, the system consistently delivers that smoother, more manageable shooting experience that we've been talking about.
So whether you're looking for the high capacity of 9mm, the stopping power of .40 S&W, or the classic punch of .45 ACP, the Banshee can handle it all.
Exactly.
And that versatility. That's another reason why the Banshee's gained so much popularity.
It really is.
You can be adapted to such a wide range of shooting applications.
From home defense to competitive shooting to just, enjoying a day at the range.
Right. Now, let's not forget about the Banshee's use of the MK4 platform, which is based on the, the ubiquitous AR-15 lower receiver. That opens up even more customization possibilities, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. AR-15 lower receivers are so widely available and incredibly versatile.
Yeah.
So this allows users to swap out components like triggers, pistol grips, safety selectors, even stocks or braces to create a truly personalized firearm.
It's like taking the best elements of historical firearm craftsmanship, that attention to detail and personalized fit, and blending it with the modularity of modern design.
You got it. And here's another cool detail. The MK4 platform's compatibility with CMMG's 9mm conversion magazines. So you can use existing PMAGs with a simple adapter, saving you the cost and hassle of buying dedicated 9mm magazines.
That's a really smart solution. It seems like CMMG has thought of everything when it comes to making the Banshee as versatile and user-friendly as possible.
You really have. Now let's shift gears for a moment. Let's talk about how the Banshee stacks up against other popular pistol caliber carbines on the market.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's all well and good to talk about innovative features, but how does the Banshee actually perform in the real world?
Right. Well, there are so many excellent PCCs out there, each with its own strengths. Some are known for their accuracy, others for their ergonomics, and some for their affordability. But what sets the Banshee apart, in my opinion, is its unique combination of features: the unparalleled recoil control of the radial delayed blowback system, the exceptional customization options offered by the MK4 platform, and just the top-notch quality of construction.
So it's not just one thing, it's the whole package.
Exactly. It's a well-rounded firearm that excels in multiple areas. And while it may not be the cheapest PCC on the market, its performance and features justify the price tag for many shooters.
Yeah, I can see why the Banshee has gained such a dedicated following. It's a firearm that pushes the boundaries of what a pistol caliber carbine can be.
Absolutely. It's a testament to CMMG's commitment to innovation and their dedication to providing shooters with firearms that are both cutting edge and reliable.
You know, it's interesting to think about how firearms have evolved over time. From the muskets and flintlock pistols of the past to the sleek modern designs we see today. There's been this constant drive to improve accuracy, reliability, and functionality.
You're right, and the Banshee is a perfect example of how modern firearms are building upon. The lessons learned from those historical weapons, taking those fundamental principles of accuracy, reliability, and ease of use, and just elevating them to a whole new level.
And let's not forget the importance of safety training. Regardless of whether you're shooting a historical firearm or a modern marvel like the Banshee, that's where places like RAD range. And folks like Rudolph Cartassi play such a vital role.
Absolutely.
In educating people about responsible firearm ownership.
Safety should always be the top priority.
Now, before we wrap up our deep dive into the CMMG Banshee, I want to touch on something that's been on my mind throughout this conversation. We've talked a lot about the technical aspects, the history, and the performance, but I think it's also important to consider the impact a firearm like this can have on the industry as a whole. Could the Banshee, with its innovative features and design, actually influence the future of personal defense firearms?
That's a really astute observation, and I believe the answer is a resounding yes. The Banshee represents a significant departure from traditional personal defense firearm designs. Its blend of compactness, modularity, and controllable firepower challenges conventional notions of what a personal defense weapon can be.
It's almost like it's blurring the lines between a pistol and a rifle.
Precisely. It occupies this unique space in the firearms landscape, offering the benefits of both platforms in a single, highly customizable package. It's not just a new firearm, it's a new concept. And throughout history, we've seen how successful new concepts often drive innovation and inspire others to follow suit.
So is it possible that the Banshee's success could lead to a whole new class of personal defense firearms?
I think that's a very real possibility. We may see other manufacturers develop their own interpretations of the Banshee's design philosophy, incorporating features like delayed blowback systems, modular handguards, and compact dimensions. This could lead to an even wider range of options for consumers, with personal defense firearms becoming even more tailored to individual needs and preferences.
It's fascinating to think about the ripple effects that a single firearm can have on the industry.
It truly is. It underscores the power of innovation and the constant pursuit of improvement. The Banshee is a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of the firearms industry, and its impact will likely be felt for many years to come.
Well, I think it's safe to say that the Banshee has given us a lot to think about today.
It certainly has. It's been a pleasure exploring its unique features and discussing its potential impact on the future of firearms.
So we've talked a lot about, like the Banshee's technical innovations and how it compares to other firearms. But I think it's important to kind of step back for a second and consider the bigger picture.
Yeah, I totally agree. Sometimes we get so caught up in the details that we miss the forest for the trees, as they say.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
So what's the forest when it comes to the Banshee? What's the overarching significance of this firearm?
Well, I think the Banshee really represents this shift in thinking. about personal defense firearms. It's not just about incremental improvements. It's about challenging the status quo and exploring new possibilities.
Yeah, it's like CMMG took a step back and said, okay, how can we create a firearm that's truly adaptable to the modern world while still, embodying those core principles?
Of accuracy, reliability, and effectiveness.
Exactly. And the result is a firearm that's both familiar and groundbreaking. It takes cues from historical designs, but pushes the boundaries of what's possible with modern materials and engineering, right? And that's where the Banshee's impact on the future of firearms becomes so intriguing. Could this be the start of a trend towards more compact, more customizable, and more controllable personal defense weapons?
It's definitely possible. We've seen throughout history how innovative designs often inspire others to follow suit. The Banshee could very well be the catalyst for a new generation of firearms that prioritize both performance and adaptability.
It's like the Banshee is planting a seed, and we're just starting to see the first sprouts of what could become, a whole new branch of firearm design.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And as with any new development in firearms, education and responsible ownership are paramount. It's not just about having access to cutting-edge technology. It's about understanding how to use it safely and effectively.
For sure. And that's where places like RAD Range really shine. Rudolph Kartassi and his team, they're so passionate about firearms education and safety. It's all about empowering people to become knowledgeable and responsible gun owners, regardless of their experience level.
I couldn't agree more. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to firearms.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the CMMG Banshee, I think the key takeaway is this. It's not just another firearm. It's a symbol of innovation, adaptability, and the ever-evolving nature of the firearms industry. It's a reminder that progress is always possible, even in fields with a long and storied history.
Well said. And as always, we encourage our listeners to continue their own exploration of the world of firearms. Whether you're drawn to the history, the mechanics, or the practical applications, there's always something new to learn and appreciate.
Absolutely. And a huge thank you to Rudolph Kartassi and RAD Range for supporting this episode and for their unwavering commitment to firearms education and safety. If you're in the Burlington, North Carolina area, and you're interested in learning more about firearms in a safe and supportive environment, be sure to check them out.
It's a fantastic resource for anyone who wants to expand their knowledge and skills.
All right, that's a wrap for today's deep dive. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe.